Hello guys, what's up? On March 21st, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate for being a prime conspirator in the Delhi excise policy scandal. He has been in remand till March 28th. Followed by this, the Aam Aadmi Party representatives will ghero the Prime Minister's residence on March 26th to oppose the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal. Atishi Malena from the Aam Aadmi Party claimed that the Aam Aadmi Party office had been completely sealed off from all the sides. She asked the Election Commission of India to look into this issue, and she said that this could cause problems in them fighting the elections a month from today. Despite being arrested, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, will continue to hold this post, and he will be the first sitting Chief Minister to continue holding the post even after being arrested. Followed by this, there was a tussle between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the India Bloc. The Bharatiya Janata Party supported the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal in this matter, and he asked for his removal from the post of Chief Minister. The India Bloc was against the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, and they had a protest directed by the representatives at the Shahid Park in Delhi. The India Bloc called this a political conspiracy and said that the BJP has a political agenda behind this arrest. Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister of Punjab, also supported Arvind Kejriwal in this matter, and he said that wherever the Bharatiya Janata Party is not coming in power, they use extra constitutional methods which are said to be unconstitutional to get power in these states in an undemocratic manner by opposing the democratically elected government in these states. He gave examples of Punjab and West Bengal, and he said how governors have immense power in these states and are political puppets of the central government. He also gave an example of the Lieutenant Governor in Delhi and said how the Lieutenant Governor has immense power in the decision-making process of the Union Territory of Delhi. And he also called this a political agenda by the Bharatiya Janata Party before a month of the general elections. Arvind Kejriwal's wife Sunita Kejriwal also issued a press statement with regards to Arvind Kejriwal's arrest and also called it a political conspiracy. This arrest was followed by a total of 9 summons which were issued to Arvind Kejriwal, which weren't reported by him. Now this arrest is regarding one of the most notorious commodities going out in the market, which is alcohol. Alcohol accounts for 2% of the GDP of India and has a market value of 52.4 billion. Now all this is happening right before a month of the general elections in India, and this raises various concerns regarding undemocratic arrests, corruption, scandals in India, and various other factors as such. Is this just the Delhi excise policy, or is it the Delhi liquor scam? Can the sitting Chief Minister be in jail and run the government? And is it political vendetta or a pure case of corruption? Now, to understand the reason why Arvind Kejriwal was arrested, we need to understand the chronology of events. Hence, we move back into the year 2021. And in November 2021, the Delhi excise policy was introduced. And the prime motive for the introduction of this policy was to bring in changes in the trade of alcohol. But just after a year of its implementation, it was scrapped out. And the reason was that there were procedural lapses in its implementation. Followed by this, Vijay Kumar Dev, the then Delhi Chief Secretary, reported gross violations in the policy. Followed by this, in 2022, the same year, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Vinay Kumar Saxena, recommended a CBI probe into this matter. After this, the CBI raided Manish Sisodia's residence. Followed by this, the Enforcement Directorate filed its money laundering complaint with regards to the Delhi excise policy. And the communications head of Aam Aadmi Party, Vijay Nair, was arrested. And Vijay Nair is a very important person in this scandal, and we're going to understand his prime motive in the later half of the video. And 2023 was a horrific year for Aam Aadmi Party, as Manish Sisodia was arrested, followed by the arrest of Sanjay Singh in the later half of 2023. Then 2024 came by, and K. Kavita, BRS leader of Telangana, was arrested on March 16th to be a prime conspirator in the scandal. The Enforcement Directorate stated that Arvind Kejriwal, K. Kavita and Manish Sisodia are the major conspirators in this matter. And now we're going to understand what the Delhi excise policy truly is. Now the main aim of the Delhi excise policy was to increase the revenue of the Delhi government. And this was done so by privatizing the alcohol sector in Delhi. And this was done again by selling tenders to business owners who want to sell alcohol as a commodity in the Union Territory of Delhi. Now, for the implementation of this policy, Delhi was divided into 32 zones, and each zone would have 8 to 10 wards, and each ward would have 27 outlets. So, to sum it up together, each municipal ward would have 2 to 3 outlets running. And this was a decentralization process to privatize the sale of alcohol. 3,588 crores of revenue was obtained only in the first half of the fiscal. 61 crore bottles were sold with a total revenue of 7,285 crores. Now, everything was rosy and good for the Delhi government as there was a boom in revenue for the Delhi government. But until the year 2022, in 2022, due to procedural lapses, this policy was scrapped out. And after this, there were raids, there were arrests, and this created a lot of conundrum in Delhi. After this, the prime motive of the scandal came into action, which is South lobbying. And the role of K. Kavita in South lobbying is essential in this whole scandal. K. Kavita, a leader of BRS, which is a regional party in Telangana, is said to have given 100 crores to Arvind Kejriwal in order to get licenses for southern companies who want to sell alcohol in Delhi. This would give an unfair advantage to southern companies who want to sell alcohol as a commodity in the Union Territory of Delhi. Now, due to this rapid distribution of licenses due to financial dominance, it can cause private enterprises to come into the market and raise the excise rates. Now, I said you a prime conspirator in this case, and his name is Vijay Nair. Vijay Nair was a very close partner of Arvind Kejriwal. He has been seen frequently visiting Arvind Kejriwal's residence, and he discusses the matter of this policy with him. He acts as a mediator between the enterprises and the government. Sameer Mahendru, the owner of Indospirit, which is an alcohol distribution company, was said to have been in connection with Vijay Nair. And Vijay Nair wanted to set up a meeting between Arvind Kejriwal and Sameer Mahendru. But this meeting couldn't have been done in person, hence it was done on a video call where Arvind Kejriwal called Vijay Nair his own son in the way Apna hi beta hai. Before the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi High Court asked the Enforcement Directorate, do they have evidence to arrest Arvind Kejriwal? And the Enforcement Directorate replied that they do have evidence, but they said that they cannot share it with Arvind Kejriwal unless and until the case moves forward in a procedural manner. Hence, the Delhi High Court said that they wouldn't get involved in this matter. K. Kavita was arrested on March 16th, later went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court directed that she has to follow the procedure and approach the lower courts first. After seeing this, Arvind Kejriwal withdrew his petition and said that he would follow the procedure and approach the lower courts first. Now, this case isn't a simple case. It has a lot of depth. And it's just not a one-day decision, as there's a link between private enterprises, political parties and elected representatives. Now, a general question which is asked by the public is that can Arvind Kejriwal hold the post of Chief Minister even after being arrested? So legally, there are no provisions which bar him from holding this post even after being arrested, unless and until he's convicted by a court of law. Now, the problem with Arvind Kejriwal's case is that it is not a problem of legality, but it is a problem of constitutional morality, as it is expected that people holding high public offices should be moral and righteous. The Education Minister of Delhi, Atishi, is also planning to ask the court if they can hold cabinet meetings inside the prison. But the problem behind this is that this causes a lack and a breach of transparency, and this is a problem to governance. Now, running a government from prison is not plausible, as this would cause problems between the connectivity of the Chief Secretary and the Chief Minister. Also, the cabinet would be disoriented. If Arvind Kejriwal persists on being the Chief Minister, it would also lead to situations where the central government might declare a precedent rule in the Union Territory of Delhi. Now, some sources say that if things go sideways and Arvind Kejriwal has to give up his post, then the next contenders for the post of Chief Minister in the national capital are Atishi, Saurabh Bharadwaj and Sunita, the wife of Arvind Kejriwal. Now, let's understand, is this case a pure matter of political vendetta, or is it actually corruption? Firstly, the Aam Aadmi Party office in Delhi was sealed. Secondly, the bank accounts of Congress were frozen by the IT department. And lastly, the unconstitutional electoral bonds were also issued by the BJP. So, firstly, it sounds like it's a political agenda, but these accusations do hold some matter of value. The Delhi High Court stated that the Income Tax Department had enough evidence against Congress that they had unaccounted money amounting to about 520 CR. Now, talking about the electoral bond scheme, which is definitely beneficial for the BJP, and BJP encashed 6,000 CR or 47.5% of the total sum encashed in the electoral bond scheme. But let's not forget that Congress and Aam Aadmi Party didn't oppose it vehemently when it was first introduced, and they too gained an advantage of 1,300 crores and 52 crores respectively for Congress and Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the irony comes out here. Congress was the first party which opposed the excise policy when it was introduced in 2021. But today, it is vehemently opposing the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal in the same matter. Now, the irony doesn't end. Sandeep Dixit has supported Arvind Kejriwal and is against his arrest. But let's not forget, 10 years ago, the same Kejriwal was against Sheila Dixit, who is the mother of Sandeep Dixit, and she was the ex-chief minister of Delhi. And Arvind Kejriwal came into power by calling her out and said that she's corrupted and a lot of activities as such which brought him into political context. Now let's not forget, the same Arvind Kejriwal 10 years ago said that Rahul Gandhi is one of the most corrupted individuals and one of the most corrupted leaders in India. But today, they're alliance partners. You can see how the irony unfolds. Arvind Kejriwal has a lot of statements as such which he has completely overturned over these years. You can see a lot of videos flooding online, but he clearly does the opposite in the later future. Now, by breaking down all these points, we can come to a conclusion that Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal do not have an ideology. Arvind Kejriwal, before coming into political power, said that the political chair makes a person corrupted, and it might be holding true for his case. Now, understanding if the corruption charges against Arvind Kejriwal are true are incredibly difficult, as the investigation process is still undergoing. But let's not forget that Arvind Kejriwal has a hypothesis. He's not the bright IITian that he displays himself to be. He was once the winner of Raman Magsaysay Award, and he was also with Anna Hazare during the India Against Corruption movement. But today he's not the same man. He has changed. Political power has cried him up, has crumbled him. And this is the same hypothesis he gave once before coming into political power. Let's not forget that Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party were that force which removed Congress from power and instated BJP. But today, dynamics have changed. They are again alliance partners. And the whole process and the whole agenda over here is extremely complicated. This is not the first controversy of Arvind Kejriwal. Previously, the controversy surrounding to Sheesh Mahal was also in game. And definitely, he's not the goody person who he portrays himself to be. Now, the problem which arises about dictatorship and corruption and using government agencies as a matter of suppressing freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and freedom of having a political agenda is extremely problematic. The Bharatiya Janata Party uses these government agencies, and 100%. There are facts stating that 95% of the cases are registered against the opposition members. And the problem isn't with dealing with the corruption case. The problem isn't with arresting Arvind Kejriwal. The problem is if the same Arvind Kejriwal joins the BJP tomorrow, all cases against him will be flied out. And this is essentially problematic for a democratic structure in India. Final conclusion is that just a month before the general elections, these activities do not hold good for a democratic nation like India, which is facing a lot of problems. The Bofors scandal, the 2G scandal, the Commonwealth scandal, the 1992 scam, and now the liquor scam. All these prove one factor, that there are immense problems in the political structure of India, and there have to be changes being made. India has a terrible record in the Press Freedom Index, the Corruption Index, and various other reports, and there have to be changes made at the primary level in order to deal with all these activities. This case is going to open up more and more, and as we dive into this, I will be making another video depending on the change in circumstances, as this is a multifaceted case. I hope you like my content, and if you do, I would appreciate it if you subscribe my YouTube channel and leave a like, and also leave your views in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care.